Hi buddy, it's Julia here and I am here with a very tiny process video. Sort of. So a while ago I started making these sort of Coptic bound books and it was really fun, and I had some scraps over and I thought, well, I can just make a very tiny one, and sure enough it is very tiny. So I sort of thought I was going to make a very tiny art journal. So in this video you'll see the process of just a process really. I was just sitting down and having a really great time. So what I'm using here, now the paper is meant for writing on and it's very good for writing on, but not to add watercolor, so I had to be a bit careful. But the watercolors I do use are either from these sheets that you can see, and they are from Daniel Smith, and they are amazing. So if you want to try watercolors, or if you want to try a specific brand of watercolor, these little dot charts or dot sheets are really good because you get to try the watercolor without having to buy a lot of it. Ooh, sorry, that was my chair. So for Daniel Smith, now that is a brand that I'm very familiar with and I paint a lot with it, and that's the majority of the paints I use. There you can buy sheets that have pretty much all of their colors on them, not the absolutely new ones, but they are really great and you can try a whole variety. And the sheets I'm using here, they are very small and they are like artist, when they are put together, they're special colors. Usually you get them for free when you buy stuff. And that's how I have got them. And they are really nice. You get a whole palette, you get some inspiration of colors to work together and mix, and it's really great fun. So that's what I'm using, and you can see here on the screen I have like a real palette with real colors, and those colors are handmade and they are made by a girl. Her name is Rachel Beth and you can find her on Etsy. I have linked to her before and used her stuff before, and she makes handmade watercolors, and I think that's quite amazing. For someone who loves craft and who loves to paint, handmade watercolors is like the holy grail or something. It is just, I find it really cool. So here you can see on the screen I have a small set, and that is a 6-pan set. Well, it's called that because you can fit 6 full pans. Right now, when I'm doing the voiceover here, I have that palette in front of me, but it's been upgraded to hold 12 full pans, and I think there's about 24 half pans. So you can see my collection has grown quite a bit, but I also think that is a sort of a testament that the paints are really great. And I just opened it to look at the paints, and they have this sort of smell. I don't know, I don't feel like they're perfume, but they have a very special smell, and I really like that. But yeah, so I can highly recommend her. She has great prices and the paints are really nice too, and she has a lot of variety on the colors. And she restocks on Fridays. For me it's afternoon, but I don't know the specific time where she is. But so usually you can buy a set of colors, 4 to 6 colors in a set, or you can get like grab bags, and sometimes she has where you can put together your own kit. So I have quite a few of those and I really like them. And yeah, so that's sort of where I started, adding watercolor to each of these tiny pages. And now you can see I've sort of moved on and adding more. So on this black page you can see right now I have just added some silver sequins, and I'm looking through, I have this sticker book by American Craft, and I just flipping through it and adding stickers. And I think this is a really fun way to work when you just want to do it for the process, especially when you have such a small surface to work on. Here I'm adding paint, I dry it, I move on, I stamp, I flip, I stamp. I mean, doing that and you don't really get so bogged on in one page. The same here, I'm looking for a sticker and then I flip and I put another one. And I think that's a really great way to just keep on moving, and then you don't get so stuck on one page. And for that, it's not just fun to make, but it's actually kind of fun to look back through this, because you sort of see like, oh, what did I do there? Because it just instinct when you're doing it this quickly. So yeah. So that is that. And here you can see those black, they are tiny labels by Tim Holtz, you know, those tiny black alpha stickers. And I always get all the X's and Y's and W's left over. And what you can do with those, you can do patterns. I mean, so I just took that and I filled up a whole page with X's and W's and Y's. You call them Y's, right? We call them E. So, and they look like stitching, right? It's really cool. So, I mean, I'm not never going to use 30 of those. So yeah, I did that and I really like the result, and it gets a bit of stability on the page, obviously. So here I am using Q. It doesn't really look like stitching like the other ones do, but I still think it's kind of cool. So I'm just doing that. And I think that was really fun with this little project, is that I just looked around on my desk and I was like grabbing stuff and throwing and listening to some great music, and I just had a really great time. And I sort of feel that I sometimes have a bit of pressure, which is insane because it's just for fun. But it's sort of like I feel like what I have to do have to have a meaning, and all of that. And it was really fun just to make something just for the sake of making. Um, I love making 12 by 12 scrapbook pages, but I have felt like they take up so much space and they're so heavy and they're quite expensive. They're really expensive actually to buy them here in Sweden, and I feel like I shouldn't make 12 by 12 pages because they're hard to store and they're heavy and all of that. But at the same time, I get really happy making those big pages. Um, and I get really happy when painting watercolors. So this was like, I had a really great time with this because it's small. If this project is not good and I'm just going to toss it, I have had a great time. It hasn't cost me anything. It was scraps. I was going to throw it away anyway. The stickers here, I mean, a bunch of cues. I'm never going to use a bunch of cues. It's really fun to say, a bunch of cues. Moving on, Julia. So here I got some inspiration with all the cues. I said the Queen's Crown. Yeah. And I mean, that's what it's all about, because it's so just adding something, adding another thing, adding whatever, just for fun. Here I was looking through it and I never used these stickers. I was like, I'm just going to make a banner. I mean, yeah, it was really fun. And sometimes it's Viola, she's walking around. It can give you inspiration for other things. So for like example, this page, if I just make the banners a bit bigger, there would be a really fun element on a card or on a layout. I mean, it could be a big layout or a traveler's notebook layout or whatever. So I think that was really, you need to play. I need to play. Good, I'm telling you that. But I feel like playtime, you should have more playtime. Yeah. Right, Viola? I'm scratching her ear. Viola loves getting her ear scratched. Yeah. Okay. She's pulling me out of the chair. She wants more. So yeah, that is the little book, and yeah, just adding stickers. I mean, I have like a bunch of stickers that I bought and I thought was really pretty, and then I never used them, and I was like, that's just stupid, right? I mean, so here I get some inspiration from the, sorry. Okay, she has those little, between her front legs, little mats, what do you call them? Like where the fur has tangled. And I tried to take them out and she's like, it hurts. I was like, no, it doesn't. You shouldn't have those between your front legs. Nope. She gets them on her ear too, because she's special like that. Anyway, I hope you liked this very rambly video. The last thing I'm going to do is going to be just experimenting with these little stuff that I found. It's from my old Felicity Jane kit. A bunch of vellum flower circles. Never used them. I actually have. I have a bunch of them left. So I thought I'm just going to put them on the edge. And I mean, that would be a really fun page, wouldn't it? Yeah. So I think this was really fun. It really encouraged me just to have fun and play and try out new things. And I mean, that's what you're going to do in Art Journal, really. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have liked this video. If you have, please give me a thumbs up and come back to see more.